This is Data Jockey, Machine Learning for Victorian Racing, Race 4, Ballarat Synthetic, Thursday, 6 August 2026. All right, let us get straight into it. Here is what the model is saying about Race 4 at Ballarat Synthetic, in brief. Two selections on the board. Sibon carries the place selection, the model's strongest read for this race. Havana Moon sits in the same race multi only as the top four leg. So the short version, Sibon to place, multi combining both for the value angle. Worth staying for the full breakdown though, because this race has some genuinely interesting detail behind it, and the reasoning matters more than the headline. Race 4 at Ballarat Synthetic, 9 runners, and the top 3 pay a place dividend today. Now straight up, the model is sending a clear signal on this race. The top selection is not the market favorite. The model sees value the market is underpricing. That is exactly the scenario this model was designed to identify, where the data and the market are pointing in different directions. Two selections from the model today. Place selection on pick 1, same race multi also available combining both selections. Worth saying again, not every race gets a tip. The model only fires when it genuinely sees value. No quota to fill, no pick just for the sake of it. Today it sees something real. Let us get into them. Before I get into the picks, a quick word on how this works, because it is genuinely different to anything else you will find in the tipping space. The selections come from a machine learning model that continuously learns from Victorian racing results. Every single race meeting, every result, every finishing position feeds back into it. This is not a set-and-forget system. It is live, it is learning, and it gets sharper with every race run in Victoria. Now here is the part that really sets it apart. Most tipsters, most models out there are chasing the winner. I made a completely different call. This model was built from the ground up to find place finishers, horses that hit the top positions and pay a place dividend. That is a fundamentally different problem to finding the winner, and it demands a completely different approach. The model weighs up dozens of variables across the entire field at once. Things that interact with each other in ways that no human analyst could ever track manually. Pace, distance, field composition, historical patterns, how each horse matches up against these specific rivals on this specific day. All of it simultaneously. That is the power of building it this way. If you want to go deep on the methodology, how the model was actually built, what it looks at, how it was trained, the link is in the description below. Check it out when you get a chance. But for today, I have got race 4 to get through, and the model has some strong opinions. Let us get into the picks. Pick 1, the model's top selection for race 4. Sibon, currently third in the market, not the favorite, not the headline horse, just sitting there in the market at a price that the model thinks is completely wrong. And that gap between what the market thinks and what the model thinks, that is exactly the kind of value this model looks for. Now I am going to be straight with you about something, because I think it actually makes you trust this more, not less. I cannot give you one clean reason why the model has landed on Sibon. That is genuinely not how it works. It is not saying this horse loves Ballarat Synthetic or has a great record at this distance, or whatever the standard form guide would tell you. That kind of single-factor analysis is what everyone else is doing. The model is doing something completely different. It is processing dozens of variables simultaneously. Track conditions, distance, field size, the specific horses in this race today, historical patterns across thousands of Victorian races. All of it at once, finding relationships between those variables that no human eye could spot. And that is the entire point. If I could reduce it to one sentence, you would not need the model. You could just read the form guide yourself. What I can tell you, and this is what matters, is that the market has Sibon at third in the market, and the model has it as the top pick for race 4. That gap is where the value is. That gap is what this model was built to find. This model was built to find place finishers, not winners. So when it rates a horse as the top pick, it is saying this horse fits the historical pattern of horses that hit the places. That is a different lens entirely to what most analysts are working with. Sibon for the place. Top 3 finish in a 9-runner field. That is what the model is saying about race 4. For entertainment purposes only, Please make your own informed decision before placing any bet. On to pick 2, Havana Moon, sitting at second in the market. This is a different category of selection compared to pick 1, and the distinction is worth spelling out clearly. The model has Havana Moon pegged as a likely top 4 finisher, but it does not extend that confidence to a top 3 finish specifically. That is the key difference. There is not enough in the data to support a standalone place selection on Havana Moon, but there is enough to support its role in the same race multi as the top 4 leg. This might look like a small technical point, but in a 9-runner field, it carries real weight. Top 3 pays a place dividend, 4th simply does not. So Havana Moon is not the model's idea of a place bet on its own. Its value sits in the multi. Reading the model's view on Havana Moon plainly, it belongs in this race, fits the top 4 shape of this field, but getting into top 3 specifically is less certain. For the multi, top 4 is sufficient. Sibun finishing top 3, Havana Moon finishing top 4, that is what the model is backing for race 4. Here is the same race multi for race 4, Sibun finishing top 3, Havana Moon finishing in the top 4. Check with your wagering provider on availability for this market. Before going further, worth being precise about something, since these 2 bet types get mixed up easily. They are not the same kind of bet, and they do not carry the same odds of landing. Sibun as a standalone place selection is the higher probability option. The model has stronger confidence there. The return is smaller, but the chance of it landing is greater, and that is the model's primary read on race 4. The same race multi is the longer odds path. Both legs need to come in Sibun in top 3 and Havana Moon in the top 4, which makes it less likely overall than the place bet by itself, but the payoff if it lands is meaningfully larger. Neither is compulsory. The place selection on Sibun carries the model's strongest signal. The multi exists for those interested in the higher risk, higher reward option. Whichever you go with, understand clearly what each bet actually requires. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decision. If you are following the full card today, all the race tips are in the playlist. 1 video per race, all uploaded before race 1. Have a look at the other races and see which of the model's selections are relevant to you. Some punters combine multiple selections into a place multi. Check your wagering provider for how that works. Always make your own informed decision before placing any bet. And this is important, always check for scratchings before you consider placing anything. Horses get scratched on race morning and it can completely change the picture. The model's place selection for race 4 is Sibun. Have a look at the playlist for the rest of the card. Subscribe if you have not already. I do this for every Victorian meeting, every race day, and it is completely free to follow along. Race 4 at Ballarat Synthetic, all wrapped up. The headline Sibun for the place, and Sibun top 3 with Havana Moon top 4 as the same race multi if the longer odds option appeals to you. Every selection gets tracked publicly, with results posted weekly, no exceptions and no cherry-picking, win streaks or losing runs alike. That is the only honest way to judge this model over time, and it is on you to make that call. For entertainment purposes only, as always, please make your own informed decisions and gamble responsibly. See you next race.